everybody. Welcome to Realtor Reputation. I'm Apryl Lopez.
And I'm Shannon Howard-Bisordi.
And we are already starting it off with the laughs because we crack up at ourselves. So there we are.
We're on a roll.
Thank you, everybody, for liking and subscribing and following us on all social media. We are here to entertain you. And talk real estate.
That's right.
That's what we do.
That's what we do.
We started this concept because we are not selling Sunset. And if you watch any of our episodes, I think it's evident that we are not.
Yeah. And if you see my hair and makeup stylist, it's clearly...
She didn't show up this morning.
She didn't show up. So this is my 14-year-old trying to help me with my hair because my people didn't come. My extensions didn't come today.
My glam team was off.
Yeah,
so here I am. We just have lights on us so that way hopefully it will make us flawless. Anyway, I am going to start it off with our mom moment of the week. So I was going to just tell a story.
Yes, I heard you had a good story today.
Because it kind of is partly just a mom moment because it's just me living my life. But it also pertains to real estate.
Yeah.
So I was getting my nails done. Thank you,
You were getting like those really big acrylics.
No, actually, I'm going to go to acrylics, I think. I don't know. I keep going back and forth.
I know, I was being funny. But...
Oh, okay. The long old nails. When you're typing. Anyway, I was getting my nails done and, nail salon talk. So comes up in conversation. We're talking about real estate, right? Mm-hmm. I feel like it always comes up in a conversation. Everybody's like, how's the market? Mm-hmm. It's just natural. Everybody talks about houses.
Yeah, and it's always changing, so it's fun because what could happen last week is very different this week. Sometimes.
Totally, and I live and breathe real estate, so I'm totally okay with having conversations. So anyway, I just thought it was funny because we were talking about Zillow, and I wanted to point out that I guess I kind of knew, but kind of didn't know, and I've actually had a client do this before that. Did you know that when you go on Zillow and you're searching or Realtor.com or Redfin or whatever, that with those apps, agents pay for those leads?
And they pay a lot. And the average is usually like anywhere from $500 to $5,000 a month, depending on where you want to be featured.
So I just found it interesting because it's just the awareness that people don't realize that. They just think that it's an app and we live in this age of like just convenience of being up on our phone, being able to have information provided to us within a second. Click,
they don't want to wait. Nobody wants to wait.
So I don't know. I just thought it was funny because I'm sitting there and I was like, and they're like, oh, well, we tried to request an appointment. And I was like, no. Don't request an appointment because that just goes to some agent that you don't know who it is. When we're sitting here having a conversation... Well, no, I'm just kidding. Well, it wasn't even just that. It was just a matter of like, you're putting your trust in somebody who, by just clicking a request or an appointment and they show up. So anyway, this put me on another spin because I have had clients say, oh, well, I could just request an appointment. It says that it's available at 5:00. And I was like, no. Like I look at the details. We have a back end system that we use and we can see
that gives you the confidential and real information, not the
click
call it the click or the magazine.
So I mean, if a client, not even a client, if somebody reaches out to me and they're like, hey, can we take a look at this house? Sure, I'll look at the details. I'll see, okay, we need an appointment, blah, 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 blah. Or we could just go and it's vacant and we can go take a look at it. It really just depends. But I don't know. I just find it so funny that I think that's just an awareness thing,
it's
though.
An awareness,
people don't realize.
Can I just add to that?
Yes, please
do.
So
the other awareness of it is when you're clicking, I want to say like probably 7 out of 10 people think that they're going to be clicking on the listing agent to give you the information. So like as you're saying, it's not the listing agent.
No.
You could pay more if you're a listing agent to be the first contact, which is, these are our listings, our brokerage listings, which is very frustrating. So when you're clicking, you're not even getting the listing agent. So if it's listed by Vanguard Properties, you click and you might get somebody, by Joe's Real Estate or, a totally different firm.
Yeah.
So just know that it's not usually the listing agent even.
Right.
So that's the other part. That's a little bit. And if you scroll and all the way down and you kind of like look in the hidden details, you usually could see the firm that it's, but they hide it. And I find that really deceiving.
Yes.
Just so you know, I think that that's really deceiving.
And not to bash agents who use those leads and do that sort of thing.
People make that's how some people, choose to make their living, and that's how they get their leads. April and I prefer to work through referrals. That's our method.
Yes.
I don't pay for leads. I never have. I just feel uncomfortable about it. I just don't.
I just don't want to be murdered.
Well, I don't want to be.
I mean, so then we got in a conversation. So as I'm getting my nails done, so then we get actually into the topic of conversation about I don't want to be murdered in the house, and she goes, and then one of the girls in the salon, she's like, oh my God, I listen to those crime podcasts. And then she tells me about a real estate agent getting murdered in a house. And I was like, thank you. That feels really, really great.
So it's so funny that you say that, because yesterday on my phone, on my family text, my stepmom is like, hey, I was watching this crime documentary about a realtor. Is this the person that stalked you before? And it was like about like this realtor who like stalked all these people and tried to like kill them. And that was realtors. And it's like, I guess it's a real crime documentary, but
that freaks me out.
Have you ever been stalked yet?
You say it like it's gonna happen. No,
it's gonna happen.
I don't want to be stalked. I've gotten weird phone calls. I really have. So like I've started to be cautious like on my Instagram and that sort of thing about like posting my telephone number.
Well, you find
everywhere.
and I mean,
I'll listen.
Stop putting those bikini pictures on.
Never. But like I have to be cautious because I get these random people who call me and they'll be like, yeah, we want to buy a house. And I'm like, okay. And I try to like vet through and I have my series of questions that I'll ask when it's a new client calling me. And then it will turn into, well, can you just FaceTime me right now? I was like, no, I don't
Have you gotten
your
the WhatsApp
like, private
one yet?
parts.
Have you gotten the WhatsApp?
Oh,
text?
all the time.
So there's another one where they call and they're like, we want to buy a house, but you need to subscribe to me on WhatsApp. I'm like, no,
I don't want to be
on
like
WhatsApp. Like, no.
Finders.com. Like, no thanks.
So it's like really creepy. So the reason I say I've had 2 incidents in my life.
That you've been stalked?
Yes. Once scary. Once when about 15 years ago when there was a person that called from like the Midwest and I was actually walking to do a visit with my daughter's birth parents. We were doing it in San Francisco and it was like, so I'm now in California, I've been following you and and started just to say like all this descriptive things about life. And I want you to like help me buy a house, but I'm, in love with you and I think we should be together and like and I'm like, I'm going to need to go.
Block.
Yeah. But it was really scary because he obviously like found me online and this was 15 years ago. And just because somebody has an out-of-state phone number doesn't mean that they're not looking at you across the street.
Right.
So I had worked at Cool Banker at the time and I had to go in and I took my picture down and trust me, it was not an attractive picture by any means because I was young. So I tried to look like the, old lady with the bob and like the suit, I was trying to look like,
you wanted to look like a real estate
I wanted to look like
with your blazer.
Totally. Yes. So anyway, I took stuff down and it just was scary. And that was before, Facebook, Instagram,
Right.
And people really like put themselves out there. I mean, I do in a way, but I try, I'm not sexy. Like, I don't think I'm sexy. Like, but some of these people like really put themselves out there.
Sure.
And it can be really dangerous because people really do follow you and they follow you with different like IP addresses. Now, the good thing is with my brother being a police officer, I know that he catches most criminals based on, even though people think they're hiding, you can still track IP addresses a lot of times. There's a lot of forensic software now.
I need to make sure I like share my location with you so your brother can be on it. Do you know I share my location with Pam?
That's good.
No, but the reason why, which like I share my location with a lot of different people. We have a process when I go show a house or if I have a new client meeting, even at the office, my husband knows kind of we have our system or whatever. But I was sitting down with my friend Pam and I was like, I feel like I need to share my location status. She's like, you should.
You should always.
Because she is the biggest and best investigator ever.
Perfect.
I was like, if there's somebody who can find me, it will be you.
Yes.
And she's like, I got you. So
yes.
she knows. Well, plus too, like she kind of knows how my days go just because I see her often. So I'll be like, hey, I'm going to go show a house. Like, at least she'll find me.
Well, and then about 4 years ago, I was meeting with a parent after like a Girl Scout thing in the morning, and I came walking up my street from the school, and I was once again not looking attractive. I had on, I remember distinctly, gray skinny jeans, Uggs, and a sweater. And about 5 minutes after I got in my house, my phone rang, and this man on the phone, and he was like, hi, you're looking really sexy today in those jeans.
What?
And, I've been following you, and, I really, you're such a hard worker. And I'm like, who is this? Like, at first I was like, who's effing with me?
Yeah.
Like, and then it was like, he like knew, I watch you from the corner. And so like this person clearly knew me. So I immediately I'm like running around the house, like locking all my doors. Because I literally just walked home.
Creepy.
So I called the police. I called my brother.
Yes.
We got an alarm system. But I didn't sleep for a couple of months.
Yeah.
And then the last story I'll tell you was back when I first started in real estate, I used to be at the front desk. So that's where I started. And I would get these letters, but they weren't from me. There was a different agent, and this guy from jail used to, like the Homes and Lands magazine. Because, when you advertise in magazines too, I guess somehow they got in the jail, and he was like in love with this realtor, Kelly.
Oh my God, I didn't even think about that.
Yes, and he would like send her love letters, like, when I get out, we're going to get married. And so, it's... Yeah. So I never, it's good that you share your location. I never meet strangers alone, and I never do open houses by myself anymore because I've also had some really creepy encounters the last few years. But I had somebody come in. Well, you saved me that time in Santa Rosa.
When?
Remember? I had a house open. It was kind of by the vets building, and you were coming.
Yes.
You came with me when you first started, and that guy came in, and he closed the door.
Yes.
And I came running out,
Yes.
and you were there.
Yes.
And anytime somebody comes in your open house and closes a door, that's the first sign.
No thanks.
So that, you have to always go with your gut.
I don't know. It's just anyway, so that was my nail salon talk.
Yeah. But
I just of just the awareness, I think that's part of why we do this is just not, we tell our stories, but I think our stories are also showing the awareness of kind of a day in the life, I guess, of what we have to deal with and what we do.
We do, and I think it's not the world it used to be, and we have to really be on our instincts and everything. And I've taken self-defense classes.
I told you my shank story, right? Yeah, my kids. I tell them you could shank anybody if they try to come. There was another lockdown at school the other day, and I didn't say that you can shank. Normally I'll just send the text like, "You're cool, go. Shank, go." But no, my son sends me a text. I was just telling somebody last night about it because it was hilarious. He sends me a text. Yo, Mom, we're in a lockdown right now.
They didn't call you bro.
Oh, just wait. He goes, yo, we're in a lockdown right now. Don't worry, I'm safe. And he sends me a hang time emoji.
And I'm like, a knife shake.
And I was like, wait a sec. I need details. Come on. So then we've got a group text, me and the two teenagers and my husband. So I was like, hey, school's in lockdown. Just so everybody knows what's going on. Where are you at? What class are you in? Blah, 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 blah. My sister works at the school. So then I send a text to my sister and she kind of gives me the idea. So then this group text just starts popping off of these two teenagers. Yo, bruh, can you just bring us some Chick-fil-A or some Chipotle? Because we're hungry in this lockdown and we're stuck. And I was like,
up.
This is not like mom and dad saved the day with Chipotle.
All of a sudden you see a DoorDash and you're like, hey, office, can you deliver the DoorDash in my lockdown?
So then it got downgraded to just a shelter in place.
So they're starving because, God forbid, they didn't have anything since their chips at snack.
They're like, I'm stuck in class and I can't even leave to get a snack. And I'm just like, seriously, this is a whole group text message of how the kids are hungry and they think that we should come and bring them food. Oh my God. And I was like, yeah, everybody's gonna, police are there, everybody's there. They're gonna
walk in with your
Chick-fil-A allow mom and dad to just pop in with, I come with Chipotle and, dad comes with Chick-fil-A. I was like, what is up? But yes, I get called bruh.
Oh my God.
Cuh, C-U-H, cuh.
I've never heard of that one.
Oh yeah, bruh, cuh. Not yo. I mean, I like the reels or the memes or whatever.
That's what I was
where
saying.
it
Like,
goes
your
from,
mommy,
mommy, I love
That's
you.
what I was
You're so
wondering.
sweet, bro.
Yeah. Now I'm like, bro, I'll give you some Chick-fil-A.
Yeah, that's a day in the life.
A day in the life. So, speaking of a day in the life, now that we're in, we talk about the whole spring craziness. What does it mean? I'm just going to ask you this.
Okay.
Just like I want your opinion.
Okay.
What does it mean when like you tell your clients that you have the photographer and videographer coming?
Mm-hmm.
And I just want you all to know that like no magic fairy pays for this. Like this is part of our commission that we negotiate. Like we pay for this stuff, right? Like this is, so if you see your realtor like taking pictures with their cell phone, like those memes, like run, because we will give you real photographers. We're not going to take them with them.
as you can.
Yeah. So we schedule like our people,
Yes.
right? What does it mean for the sellers to have their house ready and photo ready? What does it mean?
It means we had an incident. The house wasn't ready. We thought it was going to be photo ready. It wasn't photo ready. Shannon helped stage a house that I hadn't come on market. Which is totally, it was just a misunderstanding, I think, with scheduling. Only because we were trying to work around rain.
Just in general.
But
Generally speaking. As speaking to our audience that, might be getting their houses ready to sell.
So, pre-market, there's obviously, I've got a checklist and that sort of thing. So we talk about staging, what needs to be done in the home, painting, changing doorknobs, maybe kitchen knobs, I don't know, whatever to make your house as presentable as possible. Decluttering.
Inside and outside, correct?
Correct. I go over power washing, if exterior work that needs to be done, mowing, those sorts of things. We definitely do that prior to a photographer or videographer being there.
Now, what is your opinion of when you look on MLS
Yes.
and you see like cars,
Oh.
a trailer, or a
MG.
giant boat in the driveway? Do you consult your people to move those things?
Yes,
prior to
Yes, please. Yes. You want
you mean you can't Photoshop that out?
You cannot Photoshop that out. You want your house to be, that's the first look. And honestly, the second that house goes live, nowadays, we talked about it in our last episode, how people want the convenience of being able to like see things immediately on their
on their
their
phone
phones and that sort of thing. And they get these alerts. But the front of your house is very, very important because the second it goes live, people are already ready to drive by that house.
Absolutely, 100%.
So if you are not prepared, or you think, oh, I've got one more day, or
you're still
whatever.
having your garage sale
Yeah.
in the driveway.
Yeah, that's probably not a good idea.
Yeah.
So,
Or your car's parked on the lawn.
and like, I don't know, like I try to look at it when I'm looking at photos and that's yes, I'm a real estate agent, but I look at it as a consumer also.
Oh, 100%.
Like,
because you know what's going to turn somebody off.
For sure. So like I see some listings that come on and I'm like, could we have like cleaned up the kitchen?
I don't know. Could we have tried?
I mean, could we have
made the bed and moved the dirty laundry out of the corner?
or all of the stuff all over the dresser?
I mean,
I don't know. I guess I just have
I'm a little OCD.
I'm a very OCD
with that.
I'm okay to say
No.
I'm very OCD.
So
but
what about
on the other hand too, like you want your house to look, you want your house to be walkable as if somebody can imagine themselves living in your house. So if you have a photo initially that shows just too much stuff in that photo, you're better off just showing a clear room. Really
Yeah,
is
you
the
really
way
are.
I-
Yes,
you know,
yes.
just because somebody won't be able to envision themselves. So do you think they're going to walk through? No, they're not even going to schedule an appointment because they're going to be
Well, it's going to
overwhelmed.
look
by
dirty.
it.
It's going to look junky. It's going to look defective.
Yeah.
It's going to look cheap.
Yeah.
It's going to look gross. I mean, I'm just going to tell you that is. And the other thing that I see in pictures that drives me crazy is I know that people are pet lovers and they love, love, love their animals.
I love my babies.
But you've got to get the cat thing and the big
the cat tree.
stinky dog beds out of there. One for the
Yeah.
showing, but in the pictures, I'm not a pet person. I love pets. I don't
Sure.
have any because we have a lot of allergies in our family.
Yeah.
But pets, I I always compliment my clients to say, like, when they have pets, I'm like, your house smells like really clean, because I'm very sensitive to the smell of pets. But even in a picture, I'm like, oh my God, they have cats. Like, have the cats peed on the carpet? Is the cats peed on the baseboards?
Totally.
So like all those things, they start to like, implant like ideas that may not even be true, but like in somebody's mind, and they may just not choose to come look at your house.
It's almost like I am at fault. I created my own story in my mind before I totally already have judged that photo.
And what about like when they have like half done projects, like and painting, and like, like if they're starting to do like a project and they don't get finished, like it's the number one cardinal rule is it's always going to take longer than you think.
Yes, absolutely. Right? And it's better to just push out going on
a week or two.
Yeah.
Because the thing is, like, when we do the photos and you have a shower that's not tiled, or you have, a kitchen that's torn apart, your doors aren't on. I mean, I went to, another realtor's house that I know, and like they had like half the back of the house ripped off, and they were doing siding, and they took pictures of that.
Yes.
And that is not a good idea.
No.
Because, I think you're just better. And I know in times and circumstances you can't, but maybe let's choose not to photograph that one. Because, when you also don't have to put all the photos in, but people are going to see it when they come. Totally. And you're not trying to hide it.
Totally. I try to stay in constant communication with my clients. I will become your best friend because I'm going to do weekly, but honestly.
Or your biggest nag.
Your biggest nag, yeah. But in the beginning, I'll just do weekly check-ins, like, hey, how are things going? But once we're starting to like really get to that point, I'm calling you every single day. I'm a pick up the phone type person.
Yeah, me too.
I tell everybody I work with, like, please call me, just because I would prefer. And
I think it comes across as like
text.
Nicer.
Yeah. Well, sometimes I'm nice all the time.
No, but it's like just nice to.
Oh no,
and I think
a text can be miscommunicated for sure.
Think, like sometimes, when I pick up the phone, like I could really calm somebody down that's worried. I think we have that gift to just say, like, it's not as bad as you think. Like, let's just talk it through really quick.
Yeah, I think I'm just more helpful in a conversation versus in a text.
Yeah, so like when you have a stager come in, and they stage your house, and then you go to the pictures and it's torn apart. Like, what's your feeling on that?
I mean, I would hope that wouldn't happen, but here's what it comes down to for me. If something is destaged slightly, I also am a perfectionist when it comes to like, I will make sure the photo doesn't happen until I fix it.
I mean, are you like me where you run around with a photographer? And
yeah.
So there are some agents that don't even like show up to like photo day, and I don't understand.
Wait, what?
Oh yeah.
Really?
Yes. They just like are like, here's the lockbox.
I could never even imagine not.
I mean, I have to be there and I have to give instructions. And
part of what I do.
And I even have a friend who is a client of mine that like, if I can't do it, like I'll send her, she like will tell she's like bossier than I am. She's like, sweep in and like, go over here and do this.
Broom, vacuum. I use Jim Neville. He's my go-to photographer. He's amazing. Shout out, Jim. But he knows me well enough that I follow behind him, and I'll be like, nope, we got to retake that photo because there's toilet paper sitting on the back of the toilet. It needs to be fixed, or the toilet seat was up, or oh no. Like, I walk through that house and he knows, like, he'll do the pre-walkthrough. We turn on all the lights and that sort of thing. I'm like, nope, this needs to be fixed. Nope, this needs to be. But I also do a video for every single one of my listings. I think it's important. I really like to do a walkthrough video, but I do video introductions just to hopefully post it on YouTube, bring people into your house.
And you made me like feel like confident that I may do that. I never was confident, but like you do such a good job at it that it doesn't look as scary. And I think doing this podcast has, I don't feel as nervous to talk anymore, but it's, I don't often watch our podcast. I listen to them sometimes because I don't like watching myself on TV. But it. I think it's. I think it's like I watched your first one to now, and you look so good.
I know. Jim actually told me the last video that we did. He sent me the edits or whatnot, and he goes, "You're getting really good."
Yeah,
at this.
You really are.
Like, thanks.
I have to compliment you. You're doing really good.
But because in the moment, I don't feel that way.
Well,
I'm always like, and Jim has the best bloopers of me. And he keeps kidding.
We need to do a blooper roll.
He's going to, because just a little fun fact about me, I throw that F-bomb on a regular basis, especially when I'm doing, like, like I'll do a script. I'll be like, welcome to this home at such and such 123 Main Street, and you're gonna love this kitchen. And I'll be like, fuck, like I totally messed it up.
Pointing at the living room.
And then Jim, you just see him like kind of like, oh, here we go again. Okay, let's do it again. And he's like, just keep talking. And then like, so then I do, okay, here I am again. And I'm like all nice and, dressed up in my outfit. And then he's like, nobody would ever know that you throw that many F-bombs. And I'm like,
I love it.
Yeah.
But I think you're doing
You should try it though.
Okay, maybe I'll have to bring you as my coach.
Yes. It actually is good to bring a second person because if you have like a script that you want to go off, like to hold it.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Because sometimes Jim doesn't like this either. I just print it really big and I just tape it to his arm.
That's interesting.
Nobody knows the behind the scenes.
As we should do a behind the scenes.
And he's like, really? You're going to tape it to me? Like he's standing like this trying to hold
everything. We should
everything.
do an episode. That should be like one of our field trips, like what it's like to do a photo shoot. We should do that. Okay. Moving on, the other thing I wanted to talk about really quick because it seems like we had some really positive feedback when we gave a couple design tips.
Yeah, I think so.
Of the
What's going on? 2024.
Well, 2024 is it's pretty basic, like I feel like the grayish is out.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
so and I never could understand why somebody did gray floors, gray walls, gray cabinets, gray everything. It's just very cold. I'm not a gray person. I'm more of a brown neutral person.
One of my houses was gray. I didn't have gray floors though.
Right.
I
But
just
you're like you take it a little too far. And then the trend kind of went from gray to like everything's like bright white.
Yeah.
So the 2024 trends are wood tones are back in, including wood cabinets.
Okay.
And I don't mean
that.
like oak 1990s, but I mean like kind of like the French oak, like the nice wood cabinets.
Yes.
And also like the French wide plank wood floors are very popular.
Mm-hmm.
And the color whites are still in, but there are some creamy whites. And I'm going to post a couple things up here so you guys can see. But there's some different whites are amazing. Like you could paint your whole house with a palette of whites and they're all different.
Yes.
And they keep it really clean, but you could have like a nice Swiss coffee on your doors and baseboards. And then you could have like a different white on your walls.
Yes.
But what I'm going to post here is kind of neat because whites have a lot of different undertones. So you can also have, a yellow undertone with whites, a pink, a gray. So you want to always make sure, like rule of thumb is that you stay in the same undertone family. So if you have, kind of the yellowy undertones, you don't want to have like a gray one here. It's going to look weird.
Yeah.
And I always try to
clash.
match my floors because I feel like, you want to kind of keep the family tone the same. Yeah. You probably know that.
Yeah.
But the other thing I want to say that's really important that people don't know is like, let's say Kelly Moore paints, as we talked about in episode, has gone out of business, but a lot of people have their houses, like mine was painted with Kelly Moore. And
My whole house is Kelly Moore.
Benjamin Moore and Sherman Williams, they all have the formulas, so they can match those colors. So just know, like, it's not the end of the world. They have their formulas, so that's good news. But make sure, like, if you're going in and you're saying Swiss coffee, every single paint company has their own Swiss coffee. So it could be brown at somebody's, and it might be the bright white. So we use the Kelly Moore Swiss coffee, and it's
which is a
bright
white. Yeah.
So just
My whole house is Swiss.
Make sure that you
Swiss coffee.
make sure you know that, like, you're
Don't go ask for Swiss coffee.
Yes, make sure you have the swatch
and then you
the
get
right
you get a
company.
brown.
Yes. The other trend is color cabinets are in. So the most common, we actually did our kitchen and it's like a gray green.
Yeah.
It's like really
I
popular.
know exactly what you're talking
And then
about.
the other one is kind of like a blue gray. That's really, really popular. Or sometimes what people are doing is they're mixing. So they're doing like either a white or the brown on the main cabinets. And then they're doing like an island of an accent color, which is really cool.
Love it.
I believe the waterfall trend is out. So that's not going to be.
For the island?
Yeah.
Oh, I have a waterfall.
Well, it was really popular.
My house is all white.
It's not,
I'm just kidding.
It's not.
I love my island.
Yeah,
so
but it's like that's
I get it.
not.
I totally get it.
It's
no longer the trend.
The other thing that's out, which I have a wall, is like shiplap. They're saying shiplap is out.
That was out for me a while ago.
Yeah, is the like kind of detailed walls, and I'll show you with like the I can't think of what it's called right now, but the the what's it called?
Oh, the little slat.
Yeah,
walls?
yeah. So I have a picture, but
I love that look.
yeah. So that's in.
Oh, that's in.
Yeah, that's in.
Oh,
the
I thought you
slap-
said that's out.
Well, shiplap is out, but the
I know what you're saying.
you know, I'm talking. I have a picture. I'll show you what's the.
You
the
know, I
in
actually
trend.
really want to do one of those walls.
Let's
but
put it in our bedroom.
But I'm afraid that it's going to go out so quick that
But
then
looks-
it's going to
really
be super.
just
It's
looks-
cute.
It's kind of classic. I think
Yeah.
it's nice. My husband built one. It was super easy.
I know. I really want to do. I want to do a bunch of different things.
Yeah, but it's kind of fun, and you can build it yourself.
Maybe you should just come over and give me some tips.
I don't know, but that's kind of fun. And then the last thing that I'll say is the hardware, the bronze,
Oh,
or
yeah.
not the bronze, the brass, like the gold is still very, very popular, as well as the matte black. Those are the kind of the main trends that are still going. And based on all the designers, you can mix metals. I'm a weirdo. I like my metals the same, but they all mix them.
I
But
can't do it.
I can't either, but
do
you
it.
can, just so you know, you can do it. So those are kind of some of the main
It's
trends.
the same thing. Like when I wear gold jewelry, I can't wear silver.
Yeah, that's what I feel.
Yeah.
And then finally, I think like for furniture, I have a couple of the stores I'll put up, but like some of the popular designers are, and I follow them and I use them a lot in my staging, or like Studio McGee, Salt Interiors, which is like based out of like San Diego, but it's all like the natural, kind of like white light couches.
Well, even
like
going to Target.
yes, and
like,
that's right. Yes,
they've got so much. What is that? Hearth and
Home, and they also have the McGee
for reasonable cost. Like I just bought a stool there because I need it for like also to be like a side table or whatever. I think I paid like $50 or $60 for it. Like,
So that
versus going to Pottery Barn and spending a couple $100.
Oh, and the other trick that you could do, just the final, then we have to wrap it up, is you can go to Pottery Barn or Restoration Hardware, and you know this trick, right? You take a picture of it, and then you go onto Amazon and you find the dupe. It's like the finder.
I had no idea.
Yeah. So there's a feature that you can take it. It's like a photo finder, and then you go onto Amazon and you'll find all the dupes.
Love it.
So there's your tips for 2024. If you have any other ones that you want to know about, please comment below. Or if there's some special trend that you love or you've done in your home, please share a picture with us. We'd love to feature it. But
I need some inspo. Like, I'm gonna hire Shannon to come to my house and help me figure out where my slat wall's gonna go.
Yeah, it's fun. It's fun. I enjoy it, and I love that's what I do at night. I sit there and my downtime is I scroll all these things. I get ideas because when I stage a house, I have a lot of pieces, but I like to make it look different every time. So that's the fun part. I can use the same couch 100 times, but I liked it.
I love every time I walk in a house and you stage it. I'm like,
oh, I love it. Oh, that's nice. Thank you. So nice. So.
Anyway, we have talked a lot.
Yeah,
today.
we're going to wrap it up today.
Yeah, so everybody, we really, really appreciate you. Continue to like and subscribe. But everybody have a wonderful day.
Thank you.
Bye.